Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Voice of the Global Media TNT Daily News. This is Alexis. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel. We would like to hear feedback from you. So let's jump into today's news directly. First, Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam was called by netizens the leader who killed her city. She has been a unique failure, yet she is merely a symptom of Hong Kong's ills. Now, the city become a filthy paradise.
Last year, the CCP proposed to amend the Fugitive Offenders Bill in order to extradite the suspect involved in the Chen Tongjia murder case in Taiwan, and claimed they do not want to turn Hong Kong into a fugitive paradise. However, it led to unprecedented protest movements in Hong Kong and the CCP's implementation of the national security law, turning one country, two systems into one country, one system. This unexpected turn had led to international sanctions, including the suspension of the extradition agreement, moving Hong Kong towards a fugitive paradise step by step. Following the Australian Prime Minister Morrison's announcement on national security law undermining the Australian federal constitution, Sino-British Joint Declaration, and the high degree of autonomy promised by one country, two systems, the implementation of the extradition agreement with Hong Kong was suspended. The United Kingdom's Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, Dominic Raab, also announced their suspension in the House of Commons immediately and indefinitely. According to reports, U.S. President Donald Trump is also preparing to suspend the agreement with Hong Kong. The leader of the Civic Party, Yang Yueqiao, pointed out that it is inevitable for Hong Kong to become a paradise for fugitives after the UK announced the immediate suspension. In contrary to Carrie Lam, who had claimed to send Chen Tongjia back to Taiwan for trial, Yang Yueqiao asked, "Where is Chen Tongjia now? Safe and sound in Hong Kong still. Chen Tongjia could be sent back to Hong Kong for trial at any time, but the government allowed him to stay in Hong Kong."
Thanks for the reporting. Carrie Lam is already the most unpopular and calamitous leader in Hong Kong modern history. Under her administration, in a recent research done by Hong Kong Public Institute, all scores related to freedom in Hong Kong fell to a record low since 1997. Let's get more details together from our reporter.
The Hong Kong Public Opinion Research Institute released the latest social indicators, stating that all scores related to freedom in Hong Kong have a downward trend. The three core indicators of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law all hit their lowest level since 1997. The Hong Kong Institute of Public Opinion conducted random sampling and telephone interviews with 1,001 Hong Kong residents from July 6 to July 9th. The results showed that the index of Hong Kong's freedom, democracy, and the rule of law are all lower than the average value, which is the lowest level since June 1997. Among them, the indicators of freedom of the press, freedom of demonstrations, and core justice have dropped significantly. Among 5 core indicators, it is evaluated from 0 to 10 points. The prosperity index fell to 5.35 points. The scores of freedom, democracy, and rule of law and stability were all below 5 points. Among them, the freedom and stability index fell more than the survey 3 months ago, and the freedom index dropped from 5.58 points to 4.84 points. Stability dropped from 4.4 points to 4.12 points. Among the 10 other indicators of freedom, such as freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of academic research, freedom of literacy and artistic creation, freedom of association, and freedom of assembly all fell with a score of fewer than 5 points, which was the record low since 1997. The Hong Kong Institute of Public Opinion also believes that the recent data reflects the sentiment of the public about the society after the implementation of the Hong Kong National Security Law. An pessimistic view pervading the society may cause more people to consider immigration.
Thank you very much. Our next news is regarding to the Oxford City in United Kingdom proposed sister city agreement with Taiwanese city Taipei.
Taiwan's successful epidemic prevention has attracted worldwide attention. British Oxford City Councillor Stephen Goddard proposed to ask the City Council to develop a sister relationship with Taiwanese cities, which was finally approved by 42 votes. The Liberal Democratic Party's Councillor Goddard proposed the establishment of a sister city with Taiwanese cities on the 8th of this month. Elizabeth Wade co-signed with support. The Oxford City Council held discussions through a video conference on the evening of the 20th local time in Europe. Goddard's proposal stated that Oxford currently has sister cities in Europe, the Middle East, and the Americas, but there is no similar connection in East Asia, and no city in UK has a sister relationship with Taiwan. The proposal lists Taiwan's achievements. The first is to establish a vibrant and competitive democratic system called Freedom House. Taiwan has also created an economic miracle. Since 1950s, its per capita GDP has increased by more than 30 times, making it one of the world's 5 largest economies with the fastest growing in the same period. In addition, Taiwan is the first jurisdiction in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage and has achieved global CCP virus prevention results. The proposal pointed out that Taiwan has a population of 24 million, which is also geographically close to Wuhan, where the epidemic broke out. However, as of the time of proposal, there were only 7 deaths in Taiwan. Taiwan has also donated 7 million masks to European countries, including the UK, in April to fight the epidemic. According to Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the 7 million masks donated to Europe are only the first batch. Taiwan increased international humanitarian assistance in May and June. The UK alone received 2 million masks. Goddard said at the meeting that although Taiwan is currently in the diplomatic black hole and officials cannot even participate in the WHO, the World Health Assembly, Taiwan is still prosperous and has maintained a single-digit deaths in its epidemic. He said that many cities around the world have established sister cities with Taiwanese cities, and even Shanghai has a goodwill exchanges with Taipei for 10 years. The UK is lacking in this regard, and the city of Oxford should play a leading role. In the end, the councillors passed the revised proposal of the Labour Party member Mary Clarkson with 42 votes in favour, 1 against, and 2 abstentions. Oxford and Taiwan will start friendly exchanges with the people and gradually find common ground. The Oxford City Council will further study whether to establish sister cities with appropriate cities in Taiwan. The proposal also proposed that sister city relationship has nothing to do with the official recognition of the positions of the People's Republic of China in the UK. The city of Oxford thanks the people of People's Republic of China for their friendship and the Chinese as tourists, students, and residents for their contributions to Oxford.
Thank you very much for the reporting. Our last news today. Let's focus on the flooding situation is taking place in mainland China. Number 2 flood of the year was issued for the Yellow River, while a level 4 emergency response was activated for the upper reaches of the river. Let's see what's happening over there.
Natural disasters and man-made disasters continue in China. As the second flood passes the TNT River, the Yellow River Conservancy Commission (YRCC) has declared on Monday that the second flood in Yellow River has formed. China News has reported that according to the contingency plan for flood and drought in the Yellow River, the YRCC will adopt the level 4 emergency measures for flood disaster prevention, starting in the midnight of the 20th. The executives of the YRCC stated that they had issued emergency notices to water conservancy departments, western and northern regions, and up and midstream of the Yellow River to relevant provinces in response to the second flood disaster. Qinghai, Gansu, Ningxia, and Inner Mongolia should conduct a full deployment for the flood. Additionally, the western and northern regions should be ready for flood prevention. The weather report has illustrated the water level of the Yellow River's upstream will continue to rise. Yet the water level of Longyangsha and Liujiaxia reservoirs has threatened the flood limit water levels. The YRCC emphasized that now is a critical period for flood control as water always rages in July and August.
Thank you very much. That's all for today's TNT Daily News. Thank you for watching. Again, this is Alexis. See you next time.